Xbox and Steam. It is coming. It is going to be the future of Xbox, and we have evidence showing that off, which to me is going to be a very exciting future for consoles and for the ecosystem. More video game movies from Xbox and TV shows could be coming. Phil Spencer weighs in on that. Assassin's Creed Shadows has put out some numbers for the first day, not even the first less than 24 hours that the game has officially been released, and it is doing very, very well. Some more info about the Nintendo Switch 2, the screen, which I think is one of the most important things to want to know about the Nintendo Switch 2. And then we have some other articles and information here about the industry, what people are playing, some new games that are coming out. The Future Game Show happened, and Game Pass had some trailers for games that are going into the service, so we'll go over all of that. But before we do continue, if you enjoy daily gaming news and content and just staying up to date on gaming, discussions, all of that stuff, hit the subscribe button, share the video, like the video, and let's jump right into it. So as we know, the discussion around Xbox and the future of the platform has taken shape, and we kind of have a good idea as to what they are going to be doing, and it is going to be taking their Xbox, unifying it with Windows, and giving people access to their catalog of games, and just expanding out who can make and manufacture Xbox devices. We've already seen that with the handhelds and everything, and I think we'll probably see that as well with the at-home consoles. But I think one of the biggest game changers Xbox could do would be integrating Steam into the Xbox platform, integrating Steam into an Xbox console where you can get access to your Steam games alongside your Xbox catalog games. And this can easily happen if they are really just turning this thing into a PC and then putting the Xbox user interface overlay on it. So very cool stuff there. I hope that is something that does happen. And it looks like we have some evidence here that this is the way that they are going. Now, people are saying this really doesn't mean anything. It's just about the launcher, but we'll go through this article here from The Verge, as well as kind of talk about some of the things that would make sense with Xbox and Steam and why this will probably mean this is going to be the future of what we can expect from Xbox, which is a unified platform where you're getting access to all of your games across the different launchers on PC. But we have this here. Here's the Steam on Xbox evidence Microsoft didn't want you to see. So this is something they accidentally published and then actually pulled it down. So, you know, this was a little bit too early for them to put it out there, and they're realizing that everybody caught on to what it was. Here's the picture that everybody is talking about, and it is the same kind of layout that they have with Xbox Anywhere. This is an Xbox ad campaign where you're seeing Xbox on the multiple screens, phones, laptops, tablets, handhelds, and then the console, and then a big screen TV. And within this, you see a newer Xbox user interface, something that we have been hearing Jason Ronald talk about, which was unifying Xbox and unifying PC, and then giving that Xbox experience with just a better user interface with everything in there. And in the tabs here, you see recently added there, that's highlighted. And if you go over, you see Steam here, which is indication that within the Xbox ecosystem, within the Xbox user interface, wherever you're accessing your Xbox account, you are going to be able to load up your Steam games as well. And to me, this is an extremely, extremely exciting future. In a blog post, they posted here, opening 1 billion doors, which, I mean, that in and of itself indicates that they are giving you access to more content through the Xbox ecosystem. They posted this picture and then they pulled it down, and they say here, while the image appears to be a mock-up with own games listed twice as well as action adventure titles, I don't think the Steam label here is necessarily a mistake. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plans tell me that the company is currently working on an Xbox app update that will show every game you have installed on your PC. That includes games from Steam and the Epic Game Store, and I understand Microsoft will label these games accordingly. So this looks like it is real. This looks like it is going to be happening. And there's a lot of discussion online about this right now that is going around. You see people like myself excited about this, looking at this as the future of Xbox. Then you see the other side saying that this is kind of just like GOG And this is just a launcher. It doesn't really mean much for what we're going to be getting access to on Xbox going forward with new consoles and stuff like that. But I think it does. I think this is what they are signifying is going to be happening going forward. When the new Xbox does come out, and we've heard Jason Ronald talking about this, we've heard Xbox talking about it themselves, unifying Windows and unifying Xbox into one place where you can access all of your titles. They're reworking the user interface to make it more accessible and easier to use, so it's more of a console experience, something we will probably also see on the handheld itself. I think Xbox wants to take what they're showing here, or an improved version of what they are showing here, and then just put that on every single device that they have going forward into the future once we get into the next generation. I don't see why this wouldn't be what we would be seeing, something along those lines at least, on the next console or the next handheld, which is basically here to me the evidence that Steam is going to be landing on your future Xbox devices. Very exciting for me, just because I have content across all of these different platforms. I have content on Steam, tons on PC, tons on Xbox. If I can get access it into one place, this just makes the Xbox experience and the Xbox ecosystem even more enticing for me to stay in there and just always play games through that. And then you add on things like the Play Anywhere and the dual entitlement side of things. Makes it, for me, going to be the best place to play, where I play mostly now anyways. But then you have to ask yourself, well, why would people even care about buying it on Xbox if they can just buy it on Steam and then play it via their Xbox console? Well, it's going to be the things that set it apart, which is going to be like the Play Anywhere, the dual entitlement, all of that stuff, the streaming, if they want to stream it like we are seeing here with Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you were to buy the game on Steam, you're obviously not going to get access to all of those features. So very cool stuff. I'm very excited to see how this does end up expanding out when they do launch it and all that stuff, and how they take this user interface that we're seeing in this picture and then make it for the handhelds and make it for the next Xbox. What will be the major changes in order to incorporate all of your games onto PC? This is a great feature, in my opinion. And people may not like it because, again, it's Xbox putting their games everywhere and unifying everything. But I think this is great for gamers, and I think this just opens up way more opportunities to access and play your games in more places, which is always good for the consumer. All right. Video games, movies, TV shows. I haven't really been a big fan of them. I mean, I know there are some good ones. I don't watch most of them. I just don't have the time. And the ones that I have tried to sit down and watch, I've gotten bored of relatively fast. Halo was one that I was really looking forward to. Wasn't a big fan of season 1. I still haven't even seen season 2, which I heard is far better. But these TV shows and movies have definitely been paying off for companies that have been investing in them. And it's been giving them that potential to grow the gaming audience more and make more money and sell more games, because you unify it all into a singular universe. People will go watch a TV show, then they'll get interested in the game and go pick up the game. I think Xbox is looking at this and seeing numbers that would prove that. And it looks like they are doing more TV shows based on Xbox games, more that are on the way. One that I would definitely be interested in would be Gears of War. I hope this is the case and this is going to be happening. But we have Xbox's head Phil Spencer here saying the upcoming Minecraft film won't be the last time we see a movie or TV show based on an Xbox IP. This was speaking to Variety ahead of the movie's launch, and he comments on the recent interest in video game properties with movies and TV shows, and says Xbox is still learning and growing through the process of adapting its games in film and TV, and it's embracing the Hollywood spirit of trial and error, saying we learned from doing Halo, we learned from doing Fallout. So all of these build on themselves. Obviously, we'll have a couple that miss, but what I'd say to the Xbox community that likes this work is you're going to see more, because we're gaining confidence and we're learning through this. So if you are a fan of these TV show and movie adaptations of Xbox IPs, there will be more coming. Like I said, Gears of War would be very cool. I think you could do some great stuff there if they stick to what makes the games great and they adapt that to this bigger screens. That would be something I would definitely be interested in. You could probably do like a good Fable TV show or movie along something along those lines. There's so many things. Doom, I think, would be cool if they did something with Doom. Wolfenstein, I'm sure you can make some great TV and movies. There's a lot of IPs that they do have and they would be able to come up with some good stuff. It's just how do they execute on it? So they're hit and misses, like he does say, and they will continue to hopefully put out some good stuff here. Assassin's Creed Shadows official release day was yesterday. Again, this is a game that's in huge controversy. We've been talking about it over the last number of days. I'm enjoying the game, playing it so far, and as I've predicted many times before leading up to the release of this game, it is going to sell well. It is going to do well. All of the campaigns out there trying to destroy the game, I don't think are going to have a massive effect on the success of Assassin's Creed. It's one of those IPs and franchises that always sells well, and they have a huge fan base. And it looks like it is going in that direction. Now, these aren't final numbers or anything, and I'm sure we'll hear more about this in the future, and just in terms of how many they actually sell in sales. Are they top of the charts or in the top 5 or something in overall sales for the month, things like that. But Assassin's Creed did put this tweet out there saying, it's not even 4 p.m. here in Canada, and Assassin's Creed Shadow has already passed 1 million players. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining this adventure in feudal Japan. We are beyond excited to start this journey with you. And they drop some free codes for people. They also have good responses to just stupid questions. I would say here is this person saying, is that number accurate? Can anyone confirm? Like, I know it's doing good, but 1 million already, and they just told you it was 1 million, and the response is yes, we can confirm, which I found was just a pretty funny response to that question. This is a big news, I think, for them. I mean, Assassin's Creed Shadows, a lot of people have the entirety of Ubisoft riding on this, whether this means they don't have to sell or if this helps them get out of the hole that they're in currently. We don't know. I mean, there's major issues at Ubisoft, obviously, from the managerial side of things. I think that's been an issue for a while. They obviously need to clean that up. Who knows if this game does very well? Can they stave off selling to Tencent for a little bit or not? Or is the Guillemot family really, no matter what happens with this Assassin's Creed game, looking at getting out at this point and getting out with more money than waiting until things do potentially get worse? I've been playing, again, for a couple of hours. I enjoy this game. I enjoy all of these Assassin's Creed games, though, so I am the person that they would be targeting with this game. I've enjoyed the other open world ones. One thing I will say, though, that is distinctly better about this one versus Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins is they've definitely refined the gameplay. The graphics, this may be the best one, finally beating out Unity, which is crazy because that is a much older game, but that game was phenomenal. It is the best looking game right now. It really gives you that next gen feel. Some of the stuff they have in there with the lighting and the hair, it's very, very well done. And the gameplay is very fun so far from what I have experienced. So good for them. I think this will continue to sell well, and you'll see a lot more people jumping in and playing it. All right, Nintendo Switch 2. We do have a bit more information here about the screen. The screen is going to be the most important thing in terms of what's going to be answered here on April 2nd, I think, for a lot of people, because right now the Switch OLED is their premier Nintendo Switch, and the Switch OLED screen is great. It makes a huge difference from the original Nintendo Switch. Are they going to downgrade the Nintendo Switch to launch with an LCD screen? That could be a big difference for people who mainly do play on the handheld mode. And for me, myself, I mean, I play mostly it on the TV, but whenever I take it out and use the OLED screen, it is great. So I really was hoping they wouldn't go with an LCD screen, but it looks like from this rumor is that they will. But there are some nice features here to the LCD screen, at least. They say it will feature 120 hertz LCD screen with VRR and HDR support. This comes via Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. The Fami Boards 4 member Secret Boy, who correctly revealed the GPU performance of the system before clock speeds were leaked back in January, recently reiterated that the console will feature a 120 Hz screen that will support both variable refresh rate and high dynamic range. The user has also said that it will be an LCD screen and not the superior OLED screen, most likely keep the costs down. Now, this will be interesting to see the reaction if it is true, because if you're on OLED, you're downgrading to the LCD, it's going to not look as good, but you're getting 120 hertz, you're getting VRR, HDR support, all that stuff. So they could do some great stuff with this LCD screen. The question is, how much will it cost? And if it is going to be as expensive as the OLED, will that be deterring people from purchasing it. It will be most likely. The cost of this thing will be around the same price. I'm guessing around $399. But will that deter people, or will they not care? And all of the other features that are going to be coming along with the Nintendo Switch 2 will make them want to jump in right away day one. I'm going to be picking this thing up day one. I can't wait until April 2nd when they finally do give us more information on it. It's actually very close. We're only a couple weeks away. So exciting times here with the Nintendo Switch 2. All right, let's talk about this, because we've talked about exclusives many times on this channel. I've said, and I think the data supports it, exclusives don't sell Xbox, exclusives don't sell PlayStation. People buy those consoles to play third-party games, free-to-play games, and they spend a lot of their time just playing the same thing over and over again. And when it comes to PC, it's kind of the same thing here. The exclusive argument with PC doesn't really matter with PC. You don't really see fanboys with going out and talking about PC exclusives, but newer games in general are not what people are mainly playing on PC as well as on the consoles. Last year, we have some info here from Newzoo, who put out a new report here on what is the vast majority of games people are playing on PC. And the report here does say, and this is from the Game Developer Conference, that majority of games being played on PC were games that are at least 6 years old. So it says here, in talks during the Games Developer Conference this week, Newzoo shared highlights from his third annual games industry report, which includes data on consumer habits such as spend and gameplay during 2024. And according to the report, last year, 67% of the total hours spent playing PC games were on games that were 6 years old or more, with the most popular example being Counter-Strike 2 and Go, League of Legends, Roblox, Dota 2, and Fortnite. And a further 25% of PC playtime was spent on games that are 2 to 5 years old, with only the remaining 8% spent on 2024 releases. And then we go down here, we look at PlayStation and Xbox. They say the difference is less dark on consoles, but still kind of remains the same. The amount of playtime dedicated to 6+ year old games is sitting at 44% on PlayStation and 49% on Xbox. Both console formats saw 15% of total playtime spent on 2024 releases. So really, no matter where people play, they're playing older games. And we kind of blow out of proportion how important and how big new games are for platforms, how big exclusives are. The data is here. People are playing the same thing over and over again. This is why games need to be put in more places, because it's very hard to pull people away from the games that are tried, true, tested, that they love to play, that they go on and play every single night, to go out and spend $70 on a brand new game that does release. All right, a couple more things here. Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma director says his new studio is working on a AAA action game. So if you're a fan of those games, there's going to be a new one coming here from him. Obviously, it's going to be a different IP, but that's exciting because he's coming out here. He left Capcom, opened his own studio, taking his pedigree from the previous games that he has made, and then giving us something brand new. This is from Hideaki Itsuno, sharing details on his new studio's first game. They say here that during a panel at the Games Developer Conference, Itsuno has shared the first details, and according to Itsuno, the game will be a AAA action game in a Japanese style. Itsuno says he's aiming to create a unique game experience as he has done with his previous titles. We obviously don't know too much about it, but there is a separate statement here that he says, drawing on his extensive experience directing games and building incredible teams at Capcom that drove the remarkable successes of Devil May Cry, the Capcom Alpha series, Capcom vs. SNK, and many more iconic game titles, Hideaki is ready to apply the same principles of creative freedom, efficiency, and humility to assemble an outstanding team and create something truly groundbreaking, saying we're building a creative environment that combines diverse cultural perspective with cutting-edge technology, and our focus is on developing gameplay elements that offer players entirely new experiences, the kind of innovations that make players say, I've never seen that in a game before. I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry, so and I know that he can definitely go out there and give us some new experiences and give us some action games that will just feel different, something that we haven't seen. So exciting to see what he does make, what he does come up with, what crazy wacky ideas will come out of this new studio from Itsuno. And finally, we did get the Future Games show, and they showed off trailers for 4 games dropping into Xbox Game Pass. All games I'm excited for. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was shown off. This is coming April 24th. In 2025, of course. Revenge of the Savage Planet coming May 8th, 2025. A new trailer is there. South of Midnight, which is gone gold. It is coming out very soon, April 8th, 2025. And then FBC Firebreak, which is coming summer 2025. This is the most interesting one for me because this is from Remedy. It is a multiplayer PvE game. Their first kind of try with this style of game. We'll see how it does do. The gameplay looks great. It does look like it will be a ton of fun, and we have more information on it that it is 3-player PvE co-op. It is a first-person shooter. It is set in the Remedyverse, obviously coming to PS5, Series X, and PC, and coming to Game Pass Ultimate and PlayStation Plus Extra on day one. So they're banking on those subscription services to get people to try it. It is a brand new multiplayer game. We've already seen how hard it is to succeed with those games. Many just get closed off or fail relatively fast. I think it's smart putting it in both of those subscription services just to give people the chance to try it without having to think about spending extra money to jump in or spending full price to play the game. So smart move by them. I'm excited to try this one out. The gameplay and the graphics and everything look very, very cool. So summer 2025 is when we will be able to play it. I'm going to end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.